It's like you go to Costco and this is the size of a Costco nut, right? This is a Costco nut in my hand. Everything's bigger in Costco in portion and size. So I immediately think about maybe there's like the reputation of Texas as a state or Costco itself. Here we are out in the Rocky Desert, probably wondering where is it that you are standing to look at such a beautiful vista out there. Well, actually, I totally forgot that when we unlocked organizational features, we actually unlocked the lookout tower. That's right. This lookout tower is so useful because it gives you that vantage point that allows you to build more easily, because sometimes you get down in the nitty-gritty and I kind of find that it's very difficult to maybe maneuver otherwise. But that having been said, it's time to go because we've got work to do and I couldn't be happier. Let's go ahead and maybe dismantle that. We need all the resources that we can get so far, and let's just go ahead and review where we're at. I kind of need the reminder as well. Right now we've got a stunted pure iron node that's being mined at 120 per minute on a 60 per minute belt. That's what it is. We are making some iron ingots with a smelter at 30 in and 30 out, and then we finally have a constructor that's taking in 30 in on the iron ingots, and we're going to put out on 20 on the iron plates, and now we are getting more iron plates. Now, the only thing that I've added to our setup has actually been a very, very, very simple one machine deal. We've got a storage container where I took all of that biomass that we picked up last time, threw it all in there so that it can continue to flow and create the solid biofuel, because quite frankly, it was going to take a while if I just stood there, and it's cramming out a good amount of the stuff. The big thing is it takes in so much biomass all at once at 120 per minute. We don't even have a belt that can actually move that quickly until we unlock the next level in logistics. But guess what? If we go over to our terminal right here, you'll see that we are currently working on the logistics. Well, this is not the logistics that we need for the next conveyor belt. The next one's going to be a logistics Mark II way out here, but we're going to want reinforced iron plates, and that's a little bit of a ways away. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we need. We need 150 plates. Guess what? We just picked up all those plates. Let's go ahead and slam that in there, and big red button right off the bat. High five. There we go. That's phenomenal.
Milestone reached.
Oh, I forgot to move this.
Can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics.
Fair enough.
If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean.
I mean, we kind of...
Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
I also feel incredible stage fright. So many people with tears in their eyes that were doing the deed. Okay, well, Ada, you are singularly one of the best creations I've ever encountered. What a total triumph of AI, wouldn't you agree? So right now we've got a couple of these brand new biomass burners, which is phenomenal because they've got these belt, I guess, inputs, but we don't have the mergers and the splitters yet. Oh, I stand corrected. Yes, we do. Take a look at this. We now have the mergers and the splitters. Let's go ahead and hotkey that somewhere. We got conveyorless. We'll hotkey that to 5. That's just where I happen to have them before. We've got basic foundations, basic walls, things like that. Everything's looking quite mighty swell. Okay, so let's just go ahead and select the next milestone so that we know what we're working towards. Field research. This is the big one. I really want to get out there and I want to explore. More importantly, I want to unlock some of the really, really critical items in the MAM research. So we're going to go ahead and select this final milestone at tier 1. I'm really curious. Last time we noticed that there's a big orange fist that lands on the red button for the hub. And I'm curious if that is kind of reserved for I've completed an entire tier. This is going to be the last sort of, I guess, the last milestone for this tier 1. So once we complete this, we can kind of pay attention if we remember, or I'll watch it in the video again, and then we'll just take note, I guess. It's just more of an interest. Also, out in the distance, we're making some copper wire. It's got an output of 30 copper wire, but it's got an input of 15 ingots. So again, severely stunted. But guess what? We actually have, oh, look at that. Well, we have enough. We might as well grab a set of this stuff and we can deposit this already because we've got us 2 stacks of 500 and we got another one back there. So we can definitely spare 300 of it towards the next milestone. We'll just slam that out, no problem. Oh, wait a minute. We got to wait for the pod to return in under a minute, when then we'll be able to get in more plates as well. So really the only thing that we need are screws. So screws are a wonderful beast. Screws are a wonderful beast that actually overload the conveyor belts quite often. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of this solid biofuel. I'm going to manually place them for now. We'll just slam in full stacks of 200 each right there, so that these are going to go for a very, very, very long time is my hope. And we even have 100 left over for ourselves, and it's still processing the biomass. So my oh my, that has been so efficient. And while we've been doing that, we now have, I've said so many times, I feel like, that I was going to move this hub, but I did not. So I kind of feel like if we were to move it anywhere, I might actually throw it up on top of this land bridge, at least temporarily. I don't know where else I'd put it. I guess maybe just somewhere out in the open. So now we can actually deposit our items. We're going to put in 300 copper wire. We're going to put in 100 iron plates. And then it's just a matter of making those screws, right? So we're going to need to turn our rods into screws. Now, what we could do is stop the iron plate production. But honestly, I think the iron plate production is kind of necessary because all of our foundations are based off that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select iron ore to scan. I think it was down this direction, right? We got a little bit more here. So we're only 140 meters. It's not too bad. Good to see you, Mr. Bean. Thank you so much, Foreman, sir. And we are off. So we cleared one of the bores from here. It looks like there's maybe a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get out our Zena Zapper, and we'll clear a little bit more of the fauna. 1-2 punch, and we'll just let him do a little bit of a sprint. He's a kind of a zippity guy. There we go. Beautiful. And no problem. High five. Okay, so one of the bunnies actually mentioned to me that we can manually mine. Oh my gosh. One of the bunnies mentioned that you can manually mine off of these deposits just by holding down E. I thought you kind of had to have some kind of a portable miner or something like that, but apparently you don't. I had no idea. One of the cool things too that I noticed the other day, and I didn't really say anything, was the fact that portable miners actually stack. And that's beautiful because I would love to carry portable miners with me on a regular just so we can set up miners all the time. But, you know, I don't do it because it takes up multiple slots in our valuable limited inventory space. So I'm thinking maybe I'll actually start to carry portable miners with me. That could be just phenomenal. So let's go ahead. We're going to set down a miner system here. It's going to pull out and smelt into iron ingots. We're then going to create some iron rods, and then those iron rods are going to become screws because we're going to need a lot of screws. And if anything, it seems like we also have, I think there's another one here, right here. Let's just double check. We've got one pure. Oh my gosh, are they both pure? Mon Dieu. Okay. They're both pure. Holy crap. Well, I was going to say, since we've got these two, you could easily make some more iron plates. You could make some screws, combine them together, and you're well on your way to making some reinforced iron plates. So this seems like a good idea to me. We'll just go in and slam out just some, we'll hold control. We'll click out a couple of foundations here. Oh, I guess a grid of 4. Excellent. This is why having the plates is great. And we'll go in and select a miner Mark 1. I guess let's actually, we do have splitters and mergers now. So, I mean, we could totally utilize what we have already. But what if, okay, let's not get too complicated here yet. So I'm just going to flip that to the side like that, and then I'll kind of have them facing each other. So we'll also get another one going. This might be a little too ambitious, but I'll just scale it back if I need to, right? We're not trying to outpace ourselves. After all, we're going to start burning through power like crazy. We'll get another miner, and we'll have it flip that around, and we'll face the opposite direction. There we go. So it looks like I can actually reclaim the materials for now, and we'll put it in front instead. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I kind of want to centralize and bring the ore together, and then we'll have it kind of group up and enter a similar area. So let's go ahead and we can use our brand new chainsaw. That's phenomenal. We have a lot of solid biofuel. So we're going to be able to get through this pretty quickly. Sorry, little kookaburra guy. Hold down E. And we'll clear the way, because we are going to build on top of this with... Oh, actually, this is the right time to use it. We'll cut down the trees in an AoE. God, it's so good. Amazing. All right, looking relatively good. So let's turn on Zoop mode by hitting R, and then we'll kind of connect all of this together. It seems like one is higher than the other, so we could fix it by raising this. So let's dismantle. We will group these together, and we're going to switch this one to a 4-meter foundation. We'll raise that by 2. We could just stack another 2-meter on top. That'll serve the purpose, but it's all right. So we got a minor mark 1, and we will flip it out in that general direction. Perfect. Excellent. So now that is now the same. And just because I don't want to spend the resources right now for multiple sets of this stuff, we'll just go ahead and make the 4-meter like that. And now they are on the same exact plane. Excellent. There we go. All right. So, put that away, please. So we are able to pull 120 iron ore out of this. So we've got 240 between the two of them. And I'd like to make the rods, yes, but we're going to be smelting. So this is the first time that we can actually like fully utilize all of this. I don't know if I'm going to have the resources and the power to manage this. Let's at least line up the belts, because we can only really take out 120 right now. Yeah, see, this is the big problem. It's a little bit wonky here. We've got default mode. I could switch over to straight mode, which has 90-degree angles, which is so crazy. So crazy. So we're missing iron plates to make that happen. Well, tell you what, I guess we'll come over to the edge. Wow, that is so cool. Look at that. It automatically makes a right angle. I don't know how to determine, you know, where that right angle goes, but that's really, really cool. We are missing some plates. We made a lot of foundations. Honestly, let's just kind of reclaim some of these for now, and then we can go back and we can pick up more plates, but it's all right. We got this. There we go. And now we should be able to build out to meet. So if we were to meet up, I don't know if I want to meet up. Maybe they'll just be in parallel. So I'll do something like maybe that. And then I'll change this. And since it was so easy to do with the straight mode, we can just bring them together, right? Like that. Look at that. And then they're going to be kind of right next to each other. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And it's dead center right in the middle of the foundation. That's glorious. Wow. Well, we're definitely going to need some more plates. That's for sure. We're probably going to need, for the constructors, we're going to need more reinforced iron plates, which we're going to have to handcraft, unfortunately. I guess we could also, in theory, make ourselves, like, handcraft some iron plates. But since we're making it already, it seems kind of silly to do that. I think the last thing that we unlock... Oh, this efficiency statistic. Is that right? So if we go over here, we'll see 100% efficiency because we are well fed and we're outputting with no problems at all. That's cool. Well, obviously, that's only for the constructor, but for the smelter, I mean, the smelter's at 100%. Now, the miner is not. You can see this little number right here is now at 25% efficiency. It can handle 4 times the load, but we can't peel it off fast enough. Well, actually, we did leave some room, so... But if I feed it 60, then I guess I could split it off. Yeah, I don't have a Mark II belt at 120 per minute. So what I'm going to do, since we're going to need more iron plates, I guess we're going to make more iron plates down there. What I was going to say is I could take that 60 per minute, I could split it off with a splitter and then feed 2 of the smelters. And then we could also do the iron rods. That might be easier to maintain right now without being so spread out. So actually, yes, I think I will do that. So we've got our conveyor splitter. Let's go ahead and stand on top of one of these beasts of industry. Okay, never mind. We'll build a tower instead, and then we can kind of use that to our advantage, right? So we'll have our tower. We'll climb. this is so cool. And there she is. Okay, so we've got our splitter. It's facing the wrong way. We want the input to be in from the miner. There we go. We're going to hit control, and as we move it around, it stays right on line. So we're going to have a dead center between the two of them like that. And then we're going to connect to the input. Oh, hello. Invalid conveyor belt shape. Holy crap. Wow. Well, what if we do default? Oh, there we go. Odd. I guess with the straight mode, it wanted to do all kinds of shenanigans. We'll have one pass that right through. So that hasn't changed. This is essentially the same throughput that we had a moment ago, but now we'll have a smelter on this side. We can hold control, and that's going to group that up and line it up perfectly. Great. Excellent. And we'll pass this right on over, although we'll switch it over to straight mode, and there we go. Look at that. Straight mode is amazing. And then what I am going to need to do is kind of finagle with the power a little bit. So we're going to get a pole, and we'll place it right in the middle. Maybe there. I totally have the tower, and I'm not using it. Maybe I should. I always forget that it's there, yeah? Always a little bit forgetful, but it's okay. I get too excited. That's what happens. All right, so now we can see, and you can see that the cables are coming right on over it. So we'll go ahead and cut the line here, and we will pass power to both of... Oh, actually, no. We're going to pass power from this power line to that power pole, and then we'll connect it again from there. That's going to allow us to manage both while not overloading all of the connections. So there we go. So now we've got our smelter. That smelter's going to come out. It's going to need to split again now that I'm thinking about it. So I almost feel like that smelter should be on this side just because I kind of set up this weird sort of operation over here. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. Because here's the thing. We are sending 30 iron ore over to the smelter on the left here. But if we were to actually utilize it efficiently for rods, we would have been only able to take in 15. And this is what I mean. Like if I switch this over to iron rods, it's only going to take 15 per minute in, and you basically have 30 coming through, right? So you can actually supply 2 constructors with the madness. So if we grab all of this, this has now become rods. This can become our plates. So we'll put that through. Ooh, hello. A little bit wider here. I guess we'll build out this way. I love how it, because we're playing on the world grid, this works out very, very, very nicely. I'll raise that pole up. Place that there. And I think this one looked like it was connected to this pole there. And we've got one coming over through here. So I think that's it, right? I thought there was more feeding through this pole. Oh, the miner itself. That's what it was. Miner. And then probably this also powered that side. Which we'll have to change anyway, but it's okay. I just wanted to understand what was happening, and I guess that works. Is anything offline? I think we're all good. Yeah, I think we're all good. Okay, so now if we want to place down another constructor, that is the wider of the two. So as we do it, it would make more sense if I move the smelter a little bit. So let's go ahead and break off the conveyor belt. We'll get the smelter. We'll line it up. Actually, we can put out another foundation so that we can move that over. And we'll hold control. We'll hit H to lock it in place. And then we'll slide that back. Excellent. It's in line. And with the iron rods, that's going to take in... Oh, no, this is iron plates. Sorry, I'm getting all flipped around, right? So this is all right to feed directly in. Iron ingots right there. And we just need some form of power, right? So we'll hook that up there. And this just needs a feed like that. And now it should get a move on. So there we go. Okay, so right now, essentially, even though this is supplying 120 per minute, the belt is limiting it to 60 per minute, and this splitter splits off 30 and 30. We're going to smelt into iron ingots, so it's 30 to 30. 30 comes out here. Iron plates takes in 30, and then we're going to have 20 coming out, so we're just going to need a container to, well, contain the amazing product. Yes? So we'll just kind of stand in front of the output, shift that on over. That's excellent. And then I just want it to align somehow. There we go. And there it is. Beautiful. So obviously we can put in more like this. There we go. So now we're playing with fire. So this is going to be all of our iron plates. Let's say iron sheets. And then this side's going to be all the iron rods. Now the thing about the iron rods is that this is kind of stunted because we've got 15 per minute and this is an output of 30. So we can split this off and actually manage a whole nother constructor, right? So that's going to be reinforced iron plate. Fortunately, it's only one. So we're going to head over and we'll just make some screws. I don't remember how many it's going to take per reinforced iron plate. Looks like it's going to be 12. So we just need one more reinforced iron plate. That's now going to allow us to create another constructor. And there it is. Beautiful. So this is going to allow us to split this output, yeah? So we're going to go ahead and get our splitter. This is kind of where I like to be a little bit higher because I'd like it to be centered if possible. God, this is so cool. Can't wait till we get the next tier of belts. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's all getting backed up in there. So we're going to flip that so it's in alignment. Hold control. Perfect. Take some damage. Lead that through. It's going to take the 30 output, split it to 15, and pass 15 through. And now it is not bottlenecked. So this should be able to output at 30 per minute. And then this is going to take in the 15. We just need to say iron rod. There we go. We'll pass in the ingots. And this is iron rod, 15 to 15. And then we just need to take the output and merge that into the container, right? So we'll just clear that. I guess we'll build another one here. And we can take the container. I guess it would be nice to have a little more room just for the merger. Sure, why not? Why not? And we'll just get our merger here. We may need a little bit more room. So I'll pass that through. I'll drop that. We'll get the container. And we'll extend it a little bit more. There we go. So now the output of the rods should come through. We'll go and clear this and we'll merge it in. And there we go. So let's just review, right? Oh my gosh. We've got a lot of overhang here. No power. No power. Ah, that's right. No power. We can get away with 2 machines per pole. And we'll just nudge it. Perfect. And then we'll pass this back. And then we'll run all the way along to the miner. And it's just a matter of connecting this to the grid, right? So I think it's this pole that's connected to the grid. And there we go. That's the entry point for the entire grid. So how are we doing in power right now? So we're consuming up to 51 megawatt. We can have a capacity of 100 megawatt on the grid. So far we've got, you know, about twice as much as we need. So that's great. We should have more of the solid biofuel. So we can pass that through. That's excellent. We'll go in and just top everything off while we're here. Oh, actually, we don't need to do this any longer. This is great. So I'm just going to finish up what I was doing, but we have the belt inputs now. That's very, very exciting. So how do we do this? Haven't ever needed to, right? I mean, not too much room here, but I guess we would use a splitter. All the inputs from this side, we'll line that up and we'll kind of run this down. Oh, now that I think about it, I totally have this constructor in the wrong place. We should flip this around and then have it feed the splitter instead. That would be ideal. It's not critical that we make this all fancy, but it would be more efficient. So let's tear it down. All right, we're tearing this one down. We did remove everything from it anyway. And actually, let's stand on top of a machine. Bunnies keep teaching me that. I keep forgetting, yeah? All right, so we've got our constructor. We're going to have the input. Well, let's get rid of the splitters that we just made. There we go. And we've got to flip them around, right? So we've got our splitter and we want the input now to come from this side. Yeah? So we'll have it here and we'll have another one just like that. We'll feed them. And this is the beautiful part. Connect them. And then now we'll stand on top of the biomass burner. We'll go ahead and pull out our constructor. We'll go ahead and aim it down range. Apparently it was clicking and snapping to a different place than I was hoping for. So we'll just kind of finagle it a little bit there. There we go. And then the output will feed the belts like that. So then from there, we want it to be somewhat compact-ish. We'll just flip this around because this is like the hand feed bin. And let's just make sure we're not occluding on this side. Just a little bit. There we go. We'll go like this. We are in straight mode. We'll pass that through. Look at that. God, that's so good. And we're going to turn it into solid biofuel. So the great thing is we can make the biomass first, which I just realized we picked up some leaves and stuff, but I don't have the bins yet. I didn't set up an entire biomass like conversion schema. So I'm just going to temporarily make these into biomass on their own. And then eventually we'll have feed bins where we can throw in all the leaves, we can throw in all the wood. Here are our biomass burners. Here's the feed container, and I'm just going to throw in all the biomass. It's going to pass that through. I think we may have lacked the power, right? Do we need to connect this? Yep, looks like we do. And it's feeding it with all the biomass that we just created. Now that solid biofuel is going to split and automatically feed these two biomass burners evenly. Now, I don't think there's an input yet for the ones on the back of the hub, but at least for this operation right here, it's looking pretty swell. It actually makes me want to create one more, just because overhead-wise, you know, it'd be much nicer to have another one, and we don't actually need another splitter. We can just do something like that. It's a little messy, but there we go. So now, in theory, all of these are just going to feed. This has, I haven't touched this at all. It now has 11. I'm just going to pre-stack it so that it's already got enough. You can see that this is burning slowly enough, which is nice, so that we don't have any sort of input, and it's just backing up and it's ready to go, right? That's very, very nice. So I dig that so much. That is so cool. Look at that. So now if we look at our power grid, we should have 130. Yep, we got 130 megawatt capacity for the 51 megawatt that we are using. That is amazing. That's great. Well, we know that we're creating all of the copper wire down here. It would be actually nice if we could take the copper wire and turn it into cables as well, right? But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. We were going to do screws. We were going to do screws. That's what we were going to do. My bad. Kind of one of the nice things is we need rods and we need screws. We need a lot of screws. We've kind of got two constructors going for rods, right? So we've got one here and we've got one right next to it. Now we're taking both of those outputs and we're merging them together and just making rods faster. It would be really, really nice if maybe we had another constructor here that took some of the rods and turned them into screws, because it comes out, I think it's like 1 to 4, I think. So maybe we don't actually need to merge here. We can get another container after another constructor. Now I think I need reinforced iron plates. So let's just make a couple of reinforced iron plates. We're going to need it in order to make another constructor. And then that way we're going to have at least a little trickle of iron plates, a little trickle of iron rods, a little trickle of screws, a little bit of everything. I feel like Bob Ross. You're sort of like painting on here. Have a reinforced iron plate, have a reinforced iron plate, add that here, add that there, and everything is golden. Okay, so obviously this is just going to keep extending a little bit farther. The hub's going to be in the way. Maybe this is the right time. Let's go ahead and cut the hub out of the picture. Now, fortunately, because we added that third biomass generator, we actually have the capacity to sustain this. We're not as efficient because we don't have as much overhead, but hey, at least we have the ability to do that, right? So that allows us to move the hub a little bit. And we were talking about maybe a place where it's not occluded, which would be great, because we do want to extend this a little bit farther. So let's maybe do that, and then we'll get a better idea of where we need to be. So I know we wanted another constructor, so let's get on top of these containers. Want another constructor here. Now we'll cut that off. We'll cut this off. There's no point for the merge now, because this is going to be our only rod production. And then we'll get the constructor in line with the containers. That'll flow through. It's going to need some power. Fortunately, we've got another, what would you call that? Another capacity. This pole has enough capacity to power this constructor. That's what I mean. And we'll be able to turn this rods into screws. Let's line that up. Perfect. And if I really wanted to get after it, I could kind of make sure that these are in alignment here. So we'll get rid of this. Pass that through. There we go. So now it's actually all at the same level. And then you can see the rods flow out. You can see the screws flow out. And it's just at a glance, it allows you to see what's inside when we don't have any signs, right? That's so cool. That is so cool. So we'll actually do a little bit of the same here. There we go. Oh my. Okay, that was a little bit off. I was getting so excited. I'm still excited. There it is. God, the locking in here is so satisfying. Now let's take a look. So it's just a little bit, right? And we're only using half the potential of the miner, or not the miner, the node, because we're limited by the belts. But this should turn into plates. Those plates are now out. Beautiful. So right now, from a distance, you can see that we have iron plates. We've got screws, and we have some rods. Excellent. That's awesome. Now, if we took the plates and we took the screws and we put them together, we could make reinforced iron plates, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, we've got that 90 megawatt. It makes me want to get another one so that we don't have to use or rely on the hub, and it makes me want to rewire all these poles, but that's for later and not a now problem. That's what it is. We should have a good amount of concrete by now, so if we head on up, you notice we're doing a lot of running. It'll be nice to bring this all centrally, but for now, I dig it. We have been giving it a little bit of breathing room, so hopefully that's going to mean that it has maybe a stack of 500 or something like that for us to grab. So what do we got here? Oh my gosh, it's an overachiever. We have two. But we don't have room to grab it. Okay, fair enough. Well, we were able to at least take some of it. We're able to take some of it, yes. And this is where the hub, if I put the hub up there, that could be pretty useful. If we could just carry the hub with us. I mean, I could put the hub right here, actually. Yeah, that's not bad. I could put the hub right there. And what I mean is, like, on this little, I don't know what you would call it. It's not, I guess it's a peninsula, sort of. It's kind of a peninsula. Let's just go ahead and clear some of the leaves here. So we'll just clear the way here. And this is going to be where we put our hub for now. So let's get special. We've got our hub, and we'll slam this out. So we'll just hold. Get some distance. Yeah, that's not looking good. We'll have the biomass burners facing this away. How about that? There we go. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. At least it's kind of out of the way, right? And then we can also stick the equipment workshop along the backside here. And while it's nice to have it close by to the construction site, it's also nice to have it out of the way, I feel. So there we go. So we got our equipment workshop. We've got our crafting bench on the hub. It's all out of the way. It can probably just be a part of all of this, just feed the network, right? So, I mean, we could even go, how many connections? Only got 2, so we've got enough. We can just slam them in like this, and it'll just contribute to the power grid. Why not? We'll slam in a stack of 200, slam in another stack of 200, and now our power grid has a capacity of 130 megawatt again. Perfect. Love it. What I will do is definitely make more of the biomass, because I don't have anything that does that yet. Now, I guess we could just have 2 constructors with 2 containers that receive the leaves and stuff like that, and then turn them into biomass. That biomass feeds over to our previous container that goes into the constructor and makes the solid biofuel. But right now, I think this is just fine. We'll move over bacon agaric, anything that we don't need for construction right now. We've got all the animal proteins, mycelia, the leftover of the grass and the wood. Actually, I'll keep that. I'll keep that on my side. And I think just that. And the power slug, because we can't really do anything with it just yet. And we're good to go. So that is now contributing to the entire network. It's not pretty, but at least it's not clipping. So yes, it is pretty. It is pretty. That's right. It is pretty, and I dig it. So now we can actually just contribute this over to our biomass container, like so. And now it's going to keep going for quite a while. Excellent. All right, so where are we at with the screws? We need 300 of them. Right now we got 230. We've got 238 amongst everything. That's not too shabby considering the fact that it's just one set of rods at 15 per minute coming out, turning into the solid, what's like 45 screws on the output or something like that. So if we get on up to the tower, we can kind of see what we're working with. So our iron is obviously a little more developed. We got our miner Mark 1. It's got an output of 120 on a 60 per minute belt, splitting off to 2 smelters. Those smelters are then outputting at 30 ingots each on the backside. These are the iron rod constructors. They're taking in the 15 iron ingots and 15 iron ingots and outputting the iron rods themselves. And then this one's taking 15 and passing it through for the screw production and the other constructors making the iron plates. I never really bothered to look at what kind of input the constructor for the screws can handle. It can handle 10 per minute in order to make 40 per minute. So actually, this production right here is faster than this can handle. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right. If there's a bit of a backup, then heck, we can always use more. It makes me want to get the smart splitters already and get an overflow going, but I think we're okay. Yeah, that's a little too complicated. So, actually, we probably have enough screws now. Yep, we do. Let's go ahead and deposit it into the hub, and we have now completed the field research milestone, the very last one for Tier 1. Now, one of the things I wanted to watch out for was actually the big orange fist when you complete an entire tier. My theory is that fist will appear only when you're finishing up the tier. We've got a full in 295. Oh, that's my bad. Do we have enough to make... Oh, no, we don't. We're literally 5 screws short. Okay, well, tell you what. Let's make some screws. Let's make some screws. My bad. There we go. And voila. So when we hit this button, are we going to see an orange fist? No, we're not. Okay.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies.
There she is.
Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings.
That's so cool.
These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
So fear not the danger. You got it. Wow, look at this. This whole place is updating like crazy every time you upgrade. Updating system, please do not turn off the device. And we've got some plants here. We got a diploma. We've got live, laugh, and... What does that say? Live, laugh, and... live, laugh, and labor. Did someone actually add... So what's crazy is, you know, Fixit's pretty... Oh my god, it's a llama. Wow, this place just gets better and better. So live, laugh, and labor is actually embroidered. It's like Fixit's got some of the most advanced stuff ever. 3 days since the last incident. I guess that's since I didn't die. Got a security camera. Awesome. Wow, this whole place keeps changing. Man, I can't wait to see... So if we go over to our next milestone, we should have cleared Tier 1, I think. Yep, so now we're solidly on Tier 2. That's awesome. We got part assembly. We've got an assembler. That's a little advanced. We got resource sync bonus. I think it's going to be nice. Logistics. That's going to be the ticket, really. So right now, this is all stuff that we make. So maybe we'll stop build gun upgrade. Customizer. Oh, that's right. So we can have colors and things like that. Well, the awesome shop and the awesome sink's going to be excellent. We can start to generate tickets. Let's do that. So we're just going to toss in... Oh, well, actually, we have got to wait 58 seconds for our Fixit... What do you call it? A drone to come on back. So that's fine. It's in 50 seconds. That's super exciting. We've got that all set. We actually have most of those resources now that I think about it. Do we actually... Yeah, we have more than enough rods. We have more than enough plates. We've got... Oh, we have everything. Okay, that's cool. High five. Easy. I said I might sink something. Maybe we'll actually sink some things. My gosh. I'm actually excited for the awesome shop because the awesome shop is going to provide us with some things like the concrete foundations, which are going to be huge, because then we no longer have to kind of dedicate having some iron plates in our foundations themselves, right? Oh my god. That is so cool. Freighter re-entry milestone exchange concluded. Fix it. Freighter re-entry complete. Well, let's go ahead and add this, add that, add the rods, add the plates. Done. Slam it. High five.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as AWESOME. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the awesome shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
That's so cool. Well, I am all down for it. I think, did we get another upgrade? I mean, we've got, I don't know, is this a coffee dispenser? I wish I could use that. That looks so cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, tell you what, we can actually make the awesome shop. It's going to take 200 screws. We can make an awesome sink. It's going to take reinforced iron plates. We can make the MAM. That's critical. So now we should have unlocked the map, right? There it is. So we actually have our map. That's phenomenal. I'm really, really excited about this because we can actually mark this up and it's going to help us out a great deal. Also, we've unlocked the customizer. So that actually allows us to select and adjust the initial swatches and colors. So if we're looking at, let's say, our hub, we can make it black and red, which already looks awesome. Gosh, I really like... Holy crap, I like that theme. Can we make that the default? So we'll go customizer. So everything that we've built has been using the Fixit factory swatch. So if I wanted to, I could just either manually repaint them or can make the default this. But I don't know if I necessarily want to make the default that yet. But this is so cool. I'm curious if these biomass burners... Oh my god, they're separate from the hub. So you can actually paint them individually. That's interesting. Well, that's really cool. Well, they look really cool. I dig it. Look at that. Now it looks a little more, I don't know. It looks sleek and posh. Well, tell you what. I totally forgot to select the next milestone, right? We finished that so quickly. And the next one's going to be the Logistics Mark II, I would believe. So that's where we're going to get those Mark II belts. And that's going to be absolutely amazing. And I don't think we need all of this just yet. So we're going to Logistics Mark II, which is going to be, we've got more than enough rods. We are definitely going to have more than enough concrete. We're going to have, we should probably have more than enough when it comes to the iron plates. And actually we can just kind of make the reinforced iron plates. I know we should probably automate them, but we don't have the Mark IIs yet, so I don't feel like it. So I'm actually just going to make some screws. Actually, no, what am I doing? We have screws being made. We just need screws and iron plates, and then Bob's your uncle. There you go. I will just grab all these iron plates. We'll grab all these screws. We got 295, and we'll grab all these iron rods. Excellent. And we really don't need the copper wire, but I would like to make the cables. I suppose we could get that going. After all, how much are they taking in on the copper wire? I think it's like 15, right? Yeah. But we haven't put any of this on a foundation, so that's going to be a whole thing. We'll tell you what. Is now the time? Now is the... Yeah, I guess now's the time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not waste any time. So we're just going to tear this all apart, except for the miner. Well, actually, no. We're going to tear the miner apart as well, because we're going to want to make sure that we've got it on a foundation. And maybe we'll extend it out along the cliff wall or something like that. So we'll get foundation. We'll do 2 meter like so. We've got our production, our miner Mark 1, and we'll have it, and we'll place that so it's facing in that direction in alignment. And I'd actually like to get the lookout tower right here. So place that. And then maybe that'll make it a little bit easier to manage things. So we'll head on up to the top of the lookout tower. We got our light turned on, like our headlamp or something. And you already see, we'll just kind of extend out this way, extend out that way. See how much easier that is? And this has an output of 120 per minute. Freighter reentry. Oh, okay. Awesome. So we want to make ourselves a smelter. So we'll go production. We've got our smelter. We've got the input here. Let's actually get a splitter, right? So there's the output on default. And then we'll get our smelter right here. And we'll get another one. Although, actually, let's get the constructors first because we saw that the constructors are a little chunkier. We'll get a constructor here. We'll get a constructor there. And then we'll get our smelter to line up with the constructor. And then now we'll feed, go into our straight mode, feed both the smelters. And I'll get on down. Switch over to default and we'll just slam those in. Excellent. So if we go copper ingot, it's taking in 30. So we'll just copy, Control C, Control V, and now that's also copper ingots. And then we want to have some wires being made. We've got more wires, and that's 15 per minute. Interesting. So we can actually, we've got an output of 30. So we can totally manage having 4 constructors. I don't know, is it that critical? I guess not. Because one of these can power 2. So we could have 4 constructors. But do we have that many reinforced iron plates? I don't think so. So we're out of reinforced iron plates already. So at least, even though we're inefficient, we could support 4 constructors. I don't want to be inefficient. I don't want to be inefficient. So I'm going to make some more reinforced iron plates. We don't have... Oh, I guess I could totally make a crafting bench, couldn't I? Crafting bench. I can. So we'll place that down there. And we're going to make some reinforced iron plates. My gosh, we picked up a lot of screws and iron plates, so that's really helping us out. It's going to be 2 per constructor, so we only need 4. So that was relatively painless. And now we'll extend this a little bit. Just to where smelters are. So now we'll tear down the constructors because we need a little more space if we're going to have splitters. And we'll actually make that wider. And then we'll lay out the constructors first. So we go production, constructor. We'll hold control. We'll give a little bit of space in between to put a splitter. So if we have a splitter here. Ooh, that's actually... Let's start with a splitter. And then we'll have our constructor. And then that'll serve as the template for the other one, right? There we go. There it is. And we've got our default. And we'll pass it through. So there we go. We've got one. And then we're going to have a second constructor right next door. And that's going to flip out. We're going to switch over to straight mode and slam that in. So both of these are going to be wires. Excellent. And that's going to be wires as well. So now we have an output of 30 iron or copper ingots. And that's going to split to 15 on the input for both, right? So those will both be creating those copper wires. Now, obviously we can duplicate that again, but with a whole nother setup. So that means we're going to need to... Oh, we're out of concrete. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. That we know where to get. That we actually have a pretty good operation up top. Now, we could also extend our concrete operation further because after all, we have an output of, I think it's a normal node, so it's 60. So we're actually able to handle it on the conveyor belt Mark 1, but it takes in 45 right here, which I guess is close enough to being mostly efficient. And then, yeah, so we would just honestly plop down another operation on another node and combine everything. I think that would be probably the way that I would do it. But we already had enough concrete, so no problems. I guess since we're at the hub, I keep going back and forth, don't I? You know, just kind of keeping you on your toes, right? Keeping us on our toes. This ADHD at work here. We'll slam in the concrete. We'll slam in the rods. We'll slam in the plates. There we go. We just need the reinforced iron plates. Honestly, we can make like 2 with the amount of screws that we got, but we've got screws downrange. So really all we're going to miss is 50 reinforced iron plates. I'll go ahead and extend this out. And we'll make that grid. We'll cut out the lookout tower and we'll move it over to the opposite here just so we can see a little better. Yoink. So we've got our constructor. We'll just slam them in next to each other. And then we will get the... Oop, not that. The smelter. Lock that up. And then we'll nudge it forward. There we go. So now that blue line is in line with the midpoint of the other smelter. So it's actually in line. Okay, so I can't see too well here. Sometimes you put the lookout towers... I put the lookout towers in places that don't make sense. I mean, it makes sense if you were putting in the containers and stuff, but it's all right. We'll just go ahead and duplicate this with a middle mouse button. We'll flip it so it's taking the input in the right place. And we've got it. Perfect. We'll just pass through. Oh, hello. We'll switch back over to default mode. And then we'll switch back to straight mode. Slam that in. And now we are going to switch over to actually straight mode. And we're out of iron plates. This is where having increased production helps, because you end up sort of just grabbing multiple stacks of stuff, and then you don't have to run back all the time. Actually, the new release, I was going to say the new patch, the new release 1.0 has access to some alien technology for dimensional, I think it's called like dimensional storage or something like that. And it sounds really cool because essentially you could have all of your stuff with you, or a lot of your stuff with you as you're traveling around, just because the storage is shared between containers, specific containers that you set up. Now we got to set up the power. So let's have one pole per two. So we're going to set up, just get on top for a little bit of a better view. Get that through, and then we will get on top for a better view. And we'll pass it all the way through. Hold. Just want to make sure that it's in alignment. Good. And then we'll connect our constructors to the poles. We're going to make a lot more copper wire. We'll have some copper wire, and we'll have some cables. And the cables are critical as well. So we've got our miner all set up. And then they're powering 2 different smelters, and then we're passing it to 2 poles, which are then powering 2 of the others. Did I not set this to iron ingot or copper ingot? There we go. That's the problem. We didn't have copper ingots. Perfect. So then we need an output as well, and we need a recipe. So we've got our wires. We'll copy, we'll paste. Those are all going through, and then we need an output, right? So right now we have all 4 making the copper wire. So we'll want to make 1 container, and then the other 2 are just going to, I guess, merge together and then make cables. What's the recipe like for cables? So if I select the recipe and I go cable, it's 60 per minute. And if we look at the wires, it's 30 on the output. So we're basically going to want to merge one of these. So we'll have the output head over to the right. We'll just hang tight right here. We'll get them in between for the most part. We'll go over to straight mode. That's going to merge the output from these constructors into one. And then we're going to have we'll have a constructor on the back side, which is essentially going to turn the 60 copper wire into cables on its own. But I think I'm out of reinforced iron plate. Yeah, I need more reinforced iron plate. These 2, though, we can definitely just copy the whole merge thing. It's funny because it's not important to get it perfectly on, but it's just important to me. You know what I mean? This is the middle of the 2, and we're off a little bit. There we go. Now this should work. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go. Perfect. We'll just have this in alignment. Reinforced iron plates. That's what we want. So we'll go in and select the constructor. We'll get that up. And then from there, we can get another container. And we can have that control the output here. Excellent. And this one's going to turn into cables. There's the input. We just need the power now. Honestly, we could grab from here and then just run the cable to that pole. There we go. So it's not completely isolated. I'm kind of crossing through. I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine for now. So there we go. So now we essentially have 1 copper node. That was a little more involved than I thought. So we got 1 copper node. It's outputting at 120 per minute, but it's limited by the belt to 60 per minute. It's then being split twice to 2 smelters. Those smelters are taking in 30 ore, turning them into 30 ingots on the output. Each of those 30 are then being split again into 4 different constructors because they're all making copper wire, which intakes 15 each. So that's a total that manages the entire 60 ingots flowing through. And then the outputs are at, for the copper wire, yeah, 30. So we've got 60 30 and 30 merging together into 60. And then it takes the 60 and turns those into cables. This one just merges them through and starts slamming out a bunch of copper wire for us to use. So overall, very nice. We'll take it for now until we get those Mark IIs. But you know what's funny is that's gonna all change a little bit the moment we get ourselves our logistics Mark II. And I forgot one of the promises that I made to myself. Let me slow down a little bit because I'm getting a little bit hyper. So one of the promises that I made to myself is that I would try to build a factory for each sort of thing that I'm making. So that means kind of building vertically a little more and passing things up. We just unlocked lifts and we just unlocked some mergers and splitters, and we're about to unlock the magical Mark II belts that are going to allow us to do more efficient things. So I think when we get our logistic Mark II, I'm going to take a moment and we're going to go in and explore instead of actually, you know, building out all those factories, because then we can kind of take a break from all of it and we'll come back refreshed and we'll maybe have some reinforced iron plates or something, and then we'll make everything happen, right? So very excited about it. Okay, so now that we slow down a little bit, let's go ahead and take a look. You can see that everything's topped off with a solid biofuel. It's awesome. We're using about half-ish of our power grid. And so we'll just collect our plates. We'll collect our screws, which we can use to make the reinforced iron plates because we don't have anything doing that right now. And then we'll head over to the hub and we'll just make our 50 reinforced iron plate, get our logistics Mark II, and I think we're on our way, right? So what do we got here? We need as many reinforced iron plates as possible. Honestly, I'm thinking about it, and I think in order to make the MAM, because I want to be able to create the MAM on the go, because one of the things I learned from the bunnies is that you can actually get your MAM, set it down, do some research on it, and there's like a timer that goes. You can then dismantle it, reclaim all your resources, and keep moving when you're exploring. And then when you set it down again, it doesn't disrupt the timer at all. So that means if there's a 10-minute wait once you do your research and you start that, you can actually just dismantle it and go. And then you can put it down somewhere else, and then you can dismantle it and go. And the nice thing is, fix it does not waste. That actually means that we're reclaiming all of the resources that we put into investing into creating that MAM research unit, and it's just a beautiful thing. We can just place it down wherever we want, so that's going to be great. We're low, it actually looks like on iron plates themselves, so I mean that's in some ways a little unexpected, but I guess it makes sense because we kind of split up our iron node but quite a lot. So we'll just input these for now. That leaves six of the iron, reinforced iron plates that we need. And we don't have any iron ingots here. This is all copper right now and copper ingots. So let's go over. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't grab more plates, or we can start to set up the other iron node down below. But I think my main worry with that is if we do that, then I'm going to spread myself rather thinly. And then by the time I want to make factories, I'm going to be overwhelmed. Does that make sense? Because then I'm going to want to make, you know, 3-4 factories as opposed to just making 1 or 2 right off the bat, right? So let's just get our crafting bench. We'll throw that out and we'll make the rest of them. Yep, we've got enough. So all we got to do is make 6 reinforced iron plates. We're going to make 7. And then that's going to be wrapping up, and we'll be able to get our logistics Mark II belts. So that's really exciting. So let's just see. We'll hit the red button. Let's see what we got.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency.
It's black and red.
Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient. Don't disappoint, Fixit.
You got it. And it's interesting that these are yellow still. If I were to take the customizer, are these individual? Oh my gosh, they are. Wow. So the hub is like this whole thing made up of all these individual pieces. So I guess I colored the interior as well. Now it's red and black. God, that's so cool. That's so cool. Wow, lava lamp. Holy moly. All right, let's see what we got. So parts assembly and jump pads. Now, jump pads are fun, but parts assembly is definitely, that's where we can make the rotors, and then we need rotors to pass into the jump pad. So we'll go parts assembly. And I think this one we're going to be taking a lot longer on because I'd like to explore now, and I'd also like to make sure we've got our MAM research ready to go. We need reinforced iron plates for it. Maybe we need some kind of reinforced iron plate setup. Okay, so I think I will set up a reinforced iron plate setup down there. And it doesn't have to be too fancy, but we really do need reinforced iron plates, like quite a lot of them. So that's something to keep in mind, right? And when we're looking at our logistics now, we can actually make the tier 2s. So that's huge. And we can make stackable conveyor poles. That sounds not super exciting, but that's really exciting because they allow you to have the same exact height and they allow you to climb them which is great for exploration because they're basically ladders. That's so cool. Well, let's grab all the resources that we can from this operation. We really don't have that much in the way of the plates, so we might have to come back or something. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to try to build something. Nothing too efficient. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't know if I'm going to use both of the nodes right off the bat because that's just a lot of material, but you can definitely even out the starting point right here. And let's go ahead and build a tower just so that we've got a better idea what's going on. Oops. Okay, a little bit off kilter there. That's fine. We need rods. Rods make screws, and then we take the screws and the iron plates and we put them together to make reinforced iron plates. That's the basic gist of it all, right? So let's go ahead and just make a really small operation when it comes to reinforced iron plates. We'll see if this can remain small. I have no clue. I haven't really thought it through and we're just sort of winging it, right? I might just stick to one node output for now because it's going to take a lot of resources otherwise when I'm trying to create reinforced iron plates that I need to use in order to make these things. So otherwise there's going to be a lot of manual crafting, which I guess is not that bad. What am I doing? We actually have all of these guys, so we can slam these down 6 like that, and they're going to pull up a bunch of ore. We can make a bunch of plates, and that's going to be a trip. We'll go ahead and start running a cable out here, right? So we know we've got one in the distance there from our copper production, and we can bring that cable along the side here, at least for now. We've got our codex, we've got our parts, and we've got our buildings. I want to make rods, let's say, iron rods. So if we look at the iron rods, it's going to be 15 iron ingots to make 15 iron rods. Ooh, freighter's back. Nice. Oh, these are all done. Perfect. So we're going to have plenty of ore. So we'll just pick up the miners, which picks up 100 iron ore each. That's going to be 600 iron ore that I'm going to have on me. And we're just going to start slamming out. Oh, see, we're slamming out iron ingots, but we don't have any room. Well, tell you what. Actually, if we go to organization, we can now make the personal storage box, which is so tiny, but it actually takes iron ingots. Okay, cool. It doesn't take iron ingots. Sorry. It actually takes iron plates, which is what we're trying to get. So we're just going to drop a stack here. And now we can make some iron ingots. My gosh. We really should just run back and get our iron plates. Now, all the screws that we're making right now was just for unlocks on the hub. If we actually take away the screw production on our other node, we'll have many more iron plates, and then we can just build the screws in line for, I think that's a better idea, for the reinforced iron plates, because right now all the manual stuff is a little bit much. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to destroy the screw production down here, which we were using just mainly for unlocks on the hub. And then we'll actually move screw production in line towards reinforced iron plates just because it's a little more manageable that way, I think. Maybe that's getting a little too nerdy, but I think it'll work out better in the end because we're always needing plates right now until we can unlock the concrete recipe or material for the foundations. So let's get rid of this. That's going to overfeed. That's 30. Oh, see, we would need another smelter. This only takes 15. This is what happens. The factory keeps growing, right? The factory must grow. I really want to have a double output for the plates. I really, really do. Or I guess, you know what? Am I okay with the rods just kind of trickling through? Maybe I'm okay with this. This is good enough. That seems silly to say that it's good enough, but you know what? It's good enough. We'll just grab these plates and go. Okay, that was a short trip, and it was sort of oh, you know what? I didn't even explore yet. We didn't explore yet. That's what's happening. It's because part of me wants to make sure we have reinforced iron plates going while we're exploring, but maybe that's not the right call. Let's make a command decision. I really wanted to explore this episode, so I'm going to halt it on the reinforced iron plates, and I'm just going to make sure that we've got some materials, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So we'll get a personal storage box. We'll slam that out. We'll grab all the things. We'll just slam in all the ingots and ore like that. We'll grab all the loose stacks right here. We'll slam in the ore like that. Great. We can drop out the bench here. That's not powered, so it's not like connected to anything, so that's great. And we'll just kind of leave that be for next time. Yeah, because I'd like to expand. I'd like to kind of explore. We've actually unlocked the map now, so that's huge for us. And it'll be really, really nice to see what's out there because I've never really been to the Rocky Desert before. And this is the moment. What else are we going to need? Well, we've got a lot of barrel nuts and things like that to eat in case we get hurt. I don't know how far we're going to go. So we'll need to go to the hub. And then we got our concrete. We got enough concrete. We got enough concrete right now. The concrete will pile up and it's going to be a joy when we return, right? All right. This is exciting. Very, very exciting. So here's our storage bin here. We've got some leaves. We've got some wood. We've got mycelia. I mean, we'll just put those away. We'll grab the barrel nuts. Okay. And I guess what I would like to do, though, is be able to make our MAM research. So I'm going to need to make some reinforced iron plates so that I can actually create it, because that was kind of the rub, right? So if we go special, we go MAM like this. Now we can actually slam that out. That's so cool. And we've got our awesome shop as well, which we can slam out maybe, I don't know, like there for now, out back. And there is our awesome shop. I love that it's got a dark mode. What the heck? Look at that. That's amazing. They've got factory carts. They've got music. They've got statues. They've got Lizard Doggo, Silver Hog. Management. Really, the thing I'm looking for is I think it's under customizer. Oh, look at all these finishes. My gosh. Asphalt, concrete foundation material. That's really what I'm lusting after. That's so cool. We'll tell you what, I can actually click on this and add to cart, even if I don't have the necessary coupons in order to purchase it. And we'll just come back to that later. That's so cool. Although, in the meantime, maybe we can make it a really, really cool one. And we're going to swatch it black and red. Look at that. Awesome. So here's our MAM research. So cool. Alien megafauna. All right. So actually, costs to make the proteins. Oh, that's really smart. Okay, let's grab everything. We're going to take it all. We're going to go over to our MAM research, alien megafauna, because we actually killed a lot of the creatures here. So spitter remains as an example. We can actually do this and start the research. It's going to take 3 seconds. And the incredible part is analysis of spitter research completed. Please choose a new node in a tree to begin a new analysis.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay, this is great. This is great. Ooh, inflated pocket dimension, extra inventory slots. You've got a rebar gun. Oh, there's so many things I want, but we shall delay. So we've got our hatcher research. We'll start that. That's going to be done. And then we got the hog remains. So that's great.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Awesome. Then we've got our hog research.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
That's crazy. And then, of course, we've got the stinger research, which are the spiders. So those are my least favorite. So we've actually been able to combine all of those different pieces that take different inventory slots into these alien protein. They look like a deck of cards above my head. And that's just going to be so helpful. Power slugs. Let's go ahead and get that research because I'm hoping to find more.
This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Oh, look at that. We can already unlock slug scanning. So if we want to find more slugs, we totally can.
Power slugs extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves. By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
Man, this is so cool. So we picked up a lot of really diverse things. We've got a Mercer sphere, we've got bacon agar, we've got barrel nuts, we've got mycelia, like the mushrooms and stuff. So this is just going to help us so much. Now we can actually scan for the slugs. If we make the scanner object, we can research the bacon agaric. That's going to unlock the next in line. That's great.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
That is excellent. And then we got the barrel nuts. So these are huge because they all, I guess, like replenish our health, yeah?
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
We actually don't have any of the berries themselves, but let's see, this takes a yellow slug, and this is going to be awesome when we can actually do the overclocking, underclocking. It's going to be very helpful. We don't have the berry yet. Mycelia we do, so let's start on that. Ooh, fabric.
The mycelial networks of these fungi possess unusually resilient hyphae, which show potential for making a strong but lightweight natural fabric. Additionally, it has similar medicinal and pest control applications to mycelia on Earth.
That's so cool because we can make fabric. We can turn the fabric into a parachute, I think. So that's going to be great. And then this is the real kicker. I'm not too sure what's going to happen here. So this is the first time that we're going to unlock the scannable object Mercer sphere. Oh, Dimensional Depot.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, B, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific...
Witness our scripture, witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Wow. It makes me wonder whether it corrupts Ada or utilizes Ada instead, or whether it's actually speaking in that fashion. I'm not too sure, but that's a little bit terrifying. Holy moly. Well, let's get out there. This is really cool, the Dimensional Depot. That's what I was talking about earlier, but it's got some reagents necessary that I'm not familiar with yet. But you know what? no time like the present to get out there. Let's go in and dismantle this so that we can sort of quote-unquote take it with us. And I'd like to be able to get the scanner as well, object scanner. Fortunately, we've got enough materials to make it happen. So there we go. And with the object scanner, we can actually slap that in like so. And we can tune it to different things, right? So power slugs. Oh, look at that. And Mercer spheres and all of this. That's awesome. So we're looking for Mercer spheres. There's nothing in range, it seems. So I'm not too familiar with the scanner because I haven't used it that often. I mean, I guess we could switch to like mushrooms. Oh, look at that. So when we aim in the direction, it will boost up or go down. So if I were to switch to, let's say, power slugs and I turn around, there's a power slug in this direction, and you can kind of see way up here that there's some kind of hard disk drive or something like that. So let's take a quick look, take a gander. I think I'm actually carrying the miners on me as well. We should probably get out our defensive tools and let's just go walk around a little bit. We're not going to be too extensively exploring too extensively, but I've never been out here before. Oh, look at that. Oh, more limestone. All right. I mean, we'll take it. It's there. Might as well grab this stuff, yeah. It's right in the pocket. Kind of interesting. I'm going to guess, since you can kind of mine on the flat limestone deposits, kind of interesting that they've got another random topper out there. Because we're right next to a bunch of limestone. You can see a bunch of the gaseous objects above that we can blow up when we've got explosives and nobelisks. Alright, so this is where we kind of passed by a little bit earlier. If we look on the map right now, we're heading northeast, I guess. I'm not too sure what's out here, but I definitely want to clear out any of the hostiles if possible. Pop, pop, and then 1, 2. There we go. Oof, that one was a beefy one. And grab the hatch remains, which we can now turn into the protein card, right? So what else do we have out here? We see up above, it looked like there was some type of crash site for potentially another pioneer. Oh, hello. Up right on down. I know we could be scanning as well, right? So we could look for iron. We could look for limestone and stuff. But I have a feeling maybe what's out here is not iron or limestone. Ah, look at this place. Aha, there's more hatchers down below. There's more spitters down below. And are we still heading, yeah, northeast? Well, there's water. That's huge. And you can already see green. So that's excellent. I mean, it makes me want to go down just because I do want to see water is so nice to have. So to have any sort of path there established already is going to be pretty huge. I'm not sure what's in here, but anytime I see a cave and anytime I see these poison hissy things, it makes me think they're spiders. And that makes me... Yep, there's a spider. You can see the legs up there. I don't like that. Spiders scare the heck out of me. Maybe they'll come at me. Oh, yeah, too much poison right now. I already took 2 bars of damage just off that single tick, so we'll just stay away from that. Let's go down. Let's go down towards the water. So I guess we could say danger. I'll just go and put a little sticker right here, and that's going to let me know that on the map, if we head over there, there's going to be some type of... I'm going to call... It's not radiation. It's like toxic instead. But I'll be aware that that's something dangerous there, and I'll just need to be prepared. Now, the stuff down below, like the fauna, we can definitely take care of. Not too worried about that. More barrel nuts. Maybe we can get some berries. Oh, there we go. I think there's some quartz, and I see another power slug. That is so exciting. So, bacon... How did she call it? Ada call it, like, agaric? We're just going to get a topper for quartz.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
So we'll get those hatchers, and then they're guarding this slug. I used to kind of stay far away and try to deal damage from afar, but it seemed like it was just more efficient to get on in and just smack them one. I don't know if we start the process of collecting it. No. So we actually have to raise ourselves a little. Nice thing is, we can actually get our stackable conveyor pole, get a little bit higher. And it has that built-in ladder. Should get us to the right place. And high five. There we go. So these are excellent. Because now that we've actually used it in the MAM research, maybe we can even turn these, well, soon enough, we can turn them into power shards. And then we can use them to kind of overclock, underclock our machines and stuff like that. Oh, there's another slug up there. Now, we've already encountered the water. Gosh, this place is rather diverse. Has access to a lot of resources right off the bat. It's kind of impressive. Close by water. It's relatively flat. It has the quartz. It has slugs everywhere. It's got a lot of pure nodes. It's kind of blowing my mind. And right now we are heading to the north from where we started. And it's apparently going to take us to even more water. We got more barrel nuts. I remember seeing some spitters out there, but haven't encountered them yet. Now, it'll be really great when we get the jetpack, because then we can just sort of fly up instead of having to build. But we do have some resources. We should be able to build a little bit if we need to get somewhere. And the water looks different from the rapids coming off the waterfall here. It's so cool. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty. I gotta say, oh, look, another waterfall. I mean, I gotta say, I'm just so impressed with the developers and what they made. It's not like some photorealistic crisis of the current time or anything, but it's just a nice place to be. Oh, I hear that. What is that? Ooh, hello, spitter. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, maybe he's a little bigger than I... Oh, he's got 2 remains. Okay. I'm at half health right now. We'll just take what quartz we can get. Early quartz is nice. We can get going. Actually, maybe even we can just put down the MAM. Oh, we're low on reinforced iron plates now because we spent it earlier. So we're going to have to make some more. So now we'll go MAM, throw that out. And let's see, because we've unlocked the quartz tree as well. So that's going to be 3 seconds, and then it's done. New shop products.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
So I'm actually really excited about this because this tree leads to the Blade Runners, which makes the traversal so much faster. You can jump higher, you can slide, and then jump very, very far. They just sort of like bounce along. They're super excellent. So let's go ahead and use some of the quartz that we received in order to move in that direction.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Awesome. So where are we again? We're going north. So it's like northeast is towards the water, but we start heading north. If you stop, you can kind of hear the slug. It's pulling in the power. It's a little bit of a... I don't know what you call that, like a hum or a whine. And then we've got... we don't have any explosives. We can't deal with those guys yet, but we can definitely hit the hatcher. So let's go ahead and clear that. That's a big one. Wow, holy moly. And we can turn those into proteins. And let's go ahead and nab this before he... Oh boy, he's getting up. Get out. Alright, so now we're heading northeast. Yeah, a lot of poisons, toxins. Can't wait to clear those. Just look out there and see the potential. Yeah, there's so much potential everywhere. And the music's shifting a little bit. Look at all these cactus. More barrel nuts. I mean, we'll need to take as many barrel nuts as we can. It's gonna give us... They're kind of like our med kits in a way. At least the good part of the process. Got another Mr. Bean out there. Look at the vines that come down from the top there. That's incredible. I mean, here's the thing. I haven't really spent much time in the Rocky Desert at all. I kind of zipped through once, and I didn't really do much of anything here. So I can't really tell anyone what has changed, but I would imagine a lot has. And I'm so glad that I get to see it in all of its glory. All right, we're going to just find a more mild way down because, quite frankly, we're a little bit hurt. And maybe we should eat the barrel nuts now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not really using the scanner. So let's eat a nut that gives us about a part of a bar. We're not being very efficient with the nuts yet. Just chowing down like crazy. It's like you go to Costco and this is the size of a Costco nut, right? This is a Costco nut in my hand. I don't know. For people who aren't in the United States, I don't remember, or I'm not too familiar if Costco has an international presence there the same way that it does in the United States, but you know, everything's bigger in Costco in portion and size, so I immediately think about maybe there's like the reputation of Texas as a state or Costco itself. Wow. What is out here, actually? So if I ping out, this is for iron. We've got some fast pings in this direction. Oh, it's a lizard doggo. I don't have a berry, though. So the lizard doggos we can actually, I think, coax to be our friend and our pet, but you need berries because they like the berries, and that's how you get them on your side. 145. Aha. Here we go. Got some new nodes out here and some defenders. So if we look, are all these iron? All three are iron. What quality? Because we can actually mark these, you know? If we look at the map, we can see that we've got normal node, we have a normal node, and we've got a normal node. So on Mark 1 miners, that's going to be 180 ore per minute between 3 of the Mark 1s without any overclocking or anything. Let's go down and we'll just kind of clear the way. I'm not sure if they come back or not. 1, 2. There we go. Excellent. So we get the hog remains, which is grand. Because honestly, we can crafting bench, and even though they take up inventory slots, we just go down here, we get the hog proteins, and we turn them all into cards. It's kind of like you want to build out your deck of cards, and all of a sudden we're condensing everything within our inventory. So that's really, really, really helpful. So I'm so glad that we did that research in the MAM. So now that we're looking, we're kind of heading back down in the direction towards where we came from, which is not a bad thing. Ooh, sulfur. High five. There we go.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate fix-it helmets are of such high quality. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Oh man, this is great. So sulfur is a little bit explosive. Gunpowder.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
Volatile obstacle clearing. I love you, Ada. You have such a way with words, and I absolutely adore it. All right, we're going to cross this beautiful, beautiful sort of stream here. We've got power slugs, but it makes me think, oh, what protectors are around, right? Can we crouch and get close enough? Nope. So in order to get through, we'd have to blow that up, and we don't have the means to do so yet. So can't get that slug right now. I knew there was a catch. So we're heading to the west now. You can see in the distance that there is a slug on top of one of those sort of orbish structures. I'm kind of doing just a quick peripheral pass around where we are right now. Seeing there's definitely more iron ore out there. We've encountered some quartz. We've encountered some sulfur. Yeah, where are we now? This is our hub way down here. This is our soon-to-be reinforced iron plate construction. And if we go northwest, this is where we are now. It's definitely more open, that's for sure. There are dual hogs that we gotta contend with. There's a double ping. Just gotta focus on the one. There it is. So we got one, now it's 1v1. Nope, negatory. Actually, where's the next? Okay, there's the other one, there's the other one. Just grab his buddy's remains. Ooh, these guys, are they bigger? They have... No, they're regular hogs. Regular old hogs. Seeing in the distance all kinds of little like butterflies or fireflies or something. I'm curious where they're coming from. Are there hatchers around or no? There's the slug out there. That's what I saw in the distance. You can kind of see way on the top another glowing phenomenon. What's around here? We probably can't just jump up and grab it, but we can definitely build. So we'll stack up on top, up, and hop on top and grab it. High five. So we got a fuse slug now. It's fantastic. Now we can get rid of these. And we got another hog down below. Oh, two. Make that two. All right, work the backside. Oh, there they go. So that's a new one. Oh, hello. We're trying to just preserve our health. Not that we need to, but it's a lot better than eating up all our nuts. I don't want to eat all of our Costco nuts, right? What if we need them? Might want to turn them into something. So we're just kind of clearing out the fog of war. I didn't intend to do it this way, but it's just kind of how it's working out. And look at this place. This is close by, right? Yeah, it is. I'm hearing the slug. Oh, what's that up there? What is that up there? Is that a hatcher? Or is it a Mercer sphere? It's a Mercer sphere. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. Okay. Let's think. Ooh, copper ore. Okay. As a topper. Yeah, I don't have ranged methods of dealing with these things. Oh, hello. That hurts. All right. Grab it. Let's think. So all those guys explode. We definitely want to have a little more health, so let's chow down on the nuts, and we're going to try and come up the backside. Maybe a ramp is the best way to go here, so we'll come in on the 4 meter for that steep angle. And go. All right, we need to find their source. Okay, there it is. We're going to lose a ton of health. Are we okay? We're alive. High five. We're alive. Oh my gosh. See, now we could do the ladder, but it wasn't going to be fast enough. All right. We're getting more alien tech. Love that. Holy moly. Man. Ah, that's going to be so cool when we actually get to use it to make the dimensional depots and everything like that. Since we're here, we might as well get the copper ore topper. Man, this is so cool. I realize that we're about to run at time. I mean, I guess technically I've got to stop pretty soon, but God, I don't want to. I mean, we did some optimization here. Things have improved. We've upgraded. We've unlocked our Mark II belts finally. We didn't really get to use them other than just a little bit, a layer of it, but that's really, really exciting. All right, where are we at? Heading down back southeast. And just keep an ear open, because that's how we find a lot of these things, right? And it'll be interesting to see what those sort of, I don't know what to call those, like orbish cages, those constructions, and when we blow them up, what they might return in terms of resources. Wow, look at that. It's like Saturn's rings. Oh gosh, that moves so quickly. Oh, look at that. We've got a hard disk. Oh, that's excellent. A lot of hatchers there. So usually we'll find, oh wow, there's steel beams and everything. Pop. There we go. Hold. We need to gain some distance. We need some health. That's 1 bar for 2 nuts. All right, so we're switching over. We're now at full health. They're like little explosive bombers. So we're about to take a bunch of damage. There it is. There it is. Excellent. Okay, so we found a wreck, right? So this is... Oh, hey, guy. Oh, wow. We got... High five. We got him. Nice. So it's like a puzzle. You got to supply it with something. So in this case, pull... Oh, never mind. You just open this one. Slam it. And we get our first hard drive. That's awesome.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
This is so cool. So I've been taught by the bunnies to throw something down as a marker to say I've already claimed the hard drive here. So I threw down a pole. Actually, I could probably put it a little more centrally there. And I've picked up a lot of resources. So actually, you can see that we've got plates. We've got reinforced iron plates out the butt. We've got steel beams, which is insane. And more importantly, we've got the hard drive, right? So that's going to be a really nice one to end on. I think what I will do, though, is I will put a marker here that's going to let me know that we finished up here. I'm not too sure what would be a good sticker. I mean, honestly, let's just put a map marker right where we are. And we're going to say that it's HDD complete, like that. And we'll select an icon. I don't know if there's actually one specifically for the hard disk drives. We've got stamps, we've got monochrome. I mean... For this, I guess we'll put a check because we are done with it. That would work. And we'll maybe color it up with something green-ish. Yeah. And then we can save this as done as a preset so that they all have the same color. And then we shall just say apply. And we don't have to see it from afar. There we go. So now going forward, we're going to see hard disk drive complete. Like that, because we were able to claim it here. So now we actually get to see what's inside. So let's go ahead and start this and then we'll head back because we are running over time and I really want to keep playing, but I got to stop somewhere, right? So we've got our sulfur, I think hard drives. Here we go. So scan hard drive. It's going to take 10 minutes. Nice thing is it's going to continue to scan while we put the MAM research away. We're going to head back towards our hub. So we can actually just click on, see, time left. We've got our crate. Let's just go to our hub here. There we go. It's on the map. And we're going to head back. Gosh, already so much to see. And we're only scratching the surface. Look at all this water. If we see different nodes and stuff. Oh, look at that in the middle of the water. It's like a mermaid slug. It's a mermaid slug. Do they have any nodes out here? Gosh, makes me want to get it. In the past, I've looked underneath the water and it looked very, very, very basic, but with the new water, it's just so different. And actually kind of swimming. Free slug. Love it. I think we got like 3 or 4 now, which kind of nuts. It's going to be great. Hey there, Mr. Bean. He's everywhere. We're going to go back to the hub. And I think we are here. There it is. There's our proposed reinforced iron plate site. We've got limestone up there. We've got the water flowing on down. There's our hub in the distance. And we're going to be able to decode that hard disk drive and see what's inside. We can actually stop by and collect some of the resources, right? So we actually have a lot, pretty good amount of cables. That's phenomenal. We'll just carry 2 stacked with us. That's great. Let's take a look at our copper wire out here. We have a decent chunk right there. That's looking phenomenal. I love it. So now we've got a full stack of copper wire on us as well. We can take a look up above. We've got the copper, or I guess the iron plates and the iron rods. So that should at least be a little bit more focused in output. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Great. So we'll just carry 2 stacked iron plates on us. And then our rods looking pretty swell. We'll carry 2 stack rods. I mean, actually, we'll just carry 1 stack rod. There we go. Great. Awesome. You've been playing for 2 hours. No harm in having a fresh sip of Fix-It bottled water. There we go. And I suppose if we wanted to, yep, we're all out there, but easy enough to make ourselves the biomass. I'm going to hold on to our mycelia just because that's used for the fabrics and things like that. But man, mycelia and wood both turn into biomass very, very, very efficiently, it seems like, yeah. So this way we can just toss in some of the biomass and then I'll stick in the rest afterwards. So we'll go biomass in there. That's going to start turning into solid biofuel. We'll head back to our hub. Things are going well. Things are going well. And we can even toss these out, but let's put our MAM research back right there. Oh, it's facing the other way. And now we can take a look. So our hard drive, 6:35, 6 minutes, 35 seconds left. In the meantime, I guess we can kind of clean up a little bit. We've got our resources to apply. So, I mean, might as well. What do we got? Got all the plates. Wow, we're just short some screws. That's it? Well, golly. I mean, screws, we need rods. We just got rid of the rods. Oh, we'll go figure. Yeah. Heck, we can even unlock that as we go. And then we basically have 1 more for tier 2, and then we're starting to work on tier 3. Well, guess what? That's tier 3, at least as far as I remember, was the time when you sort of move away from biomass burners. So, gosh, that would have been very, very fast indeed, right? That would be crazy. I'm not complaining. I actually welcome that with open arms. So we'll go crafting bench here, and we'll start making some screws. We can actually take the hog protein and just compress that right now. Ooh, we can already make power shards? Oh, awesome. High five. That's excellent. So then we can convert all of the slugs into power shards as well. That's great. So we'll head on over. We'll drop in 151. Big red button. There we go. High five.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts,
That's so
including
cool.
the first project part, smart plating,
Smart plating,
which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive.
What?
Note, humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Well, at least Ada knows us. She knows we like to strike objects, right? Golly. Well, we've got jump pads at the very last thing for tier 2. That's great. And we'll just get that marked. I mean, honestly, yeah, we can dump in a lot of that, and it's just the rotors is what it comes down to. I love that I can actually scan for quartz now. So I'd be interested to know where it is in relation to this place. Oh, that's the closest one. Up north. Whoa. Okay. So we got quartz way up there. We've got quartz to the southeast. Pure nodes. I think I know this one because the grassy fields, I think, is this way. And then way up north, we've got quartz up here as well. All pure nodes. That's phenomenal. I'm curious where the sulfur is. So we'll go sulfur. This way, 1,000 meters to the east. Oh, wow. So if we want Nobilis, we got 2 impure nodes and a normal node to the southeast. Well, the quartz is to the southeast. The sulfur is to the southeast. That could be a nice place to head out to. And it looks like our MAM research has completed. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. A hard drive scan has been completed. The scan hard drive has been added to your hard drive's library. 1 rescan remaining.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe
Cast screw.
selection available in the MAM.
Oh my gosh, we unlocked... We can choose either the alternate recipe for cheap silica, which takes quartz and it takes limestone in order to make silica, or we can do cast screw, which I absolutely will do, because you no longer need to turn rods into screws. You can actually just go straight from iron ingots into screws, and that is a must. So we're going to go ahead and select that. That's beautiful. I like the fact you can actually rescan some things as well. And then we were going to do one more. I think it was this, the bioorganic properties for the DNA capsules.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons
Very
at the
efficient
Awesome
for
Sink.
coupons.
We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
You're the only place that... So one thing we can do is make sure that we've got 1,000 cables. So, okay, we will do one more thing. So I saw that we can actually exchange 1,000 cables plus something else in order to get 6 more inventory slots. And so we can turn that in and then we'll wrap up. I really want to keep playing, but I won't. We are going to our, was it megafauna here? Yep. Protein cards, 3 of them plus 1,000 cables. And we get 6 more inventory slots. Take a look at this. There it is. High five. That is
Pocket
awesome.
dimension significantly expanded. I worked all afternoon, analyzing the transdimensional confibulatory permutations of alien DNA to achieve this. We are all doing our part for Fix-It.
Yes. Thank you, Ada. Well, holy crap. Bunnies, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I think we did quite a lot. Granted, a lot of it was just kind of reorganizing what we already had and kind of working with the limitations that we had with our conveyor belts and everything like that, but we actually got to improve our output quite a lot. And next thing we've got to do is actually start building, maybe retooling things into like actual little mini factories, and I think that's going to be really, really cool. Obviously, we've been exploring as well. We've unlocked a lot in the MAM research, and there's a lot more to unlock. And if we can start to incorporate coupons and all of that, then we can actually kind of move into maybe more efficient recipes. And we also, speaking of which, got ourselves some cast screws. So that's really, really, really cool, especially since we didn't set up a reinforced iron plate setup down there yet. So anyway, I'm over the moon with 1.0 so far, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. And if you did, please feel free to like, share, or comment down below. It helps us a great deal. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.